How to assemble your TYR goggles to your Smart Swim. Now in this video, the TYR goggles will be, the Smart Swim will be assembled in the right eye dominant position. So step one, what we want to do is take your strap and disconnect it from your TYR goggles and reposition your strap connection to the left side of the goggle strap. You know the left eye based on the TYR label here is right side up, and that's your left eye position. Now for this assembly, we're going to need one extra small bungee for the nose notch. We're going to need a large bungee for the temple notch, and we're going to need a medium bungee for the back CPU notch, and we're going to need two large bungees for the back battery pack notches here. Okay, step one. Okay, for the first step, we're going to take the extra small bungee and we're going to disconnect our TYR goggles and put the extra small bungee onto the nose bridge of your TYR goggles. Now you want to be careful because you don't want to cut into the bungee or it will break during assembly. Be very careful with that. And then we'll reassemble the TYR goggles. Now the next step, we're going to assemble the three bungees on the back so we can put the strap together and get that ready for assembly. So what I do is I take the medium bungee first and put it to the CPU notch. To do this, I grab on the back here and I pull. I can use my fingers to do this, or I can use a grappling tool to help me to thread it and pull it on and get it into position on the back of the CPU notch. Then I take the two large bungees, same thing. You can do this, take the grappling tool and do that to thread the large bungees on. This grappling tool can be handy for this. So what's nice is you can use this notch on the battery pack to hold the bungees in place. There you go. So those three bungees are in place. Next we're going to put the large bungee, thread the large bungee through the notch, through the hole in the TYR goggles. And it's looped through, so it's going to go in something like this. You're going to push it through there, and you can do it with your fingers pretty easily. If you get it just so far, you can use the tool to hook it. I use it, so you want to put it part way through, put your grappling tool through one end, and hook the other end, and then pull it through to tie it on. Put a little bit of tension on there, but you want to make sure you pull away from the notch because you don't want the loop end to fall underneath here. Right, so you've got the notch well secured. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nose notch and put it into the temple bungee so I can just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to carefully, without scratching the display, I want to slide it through, and then I can use my fingers and my fingernails to pull the bungee all the way back to the temple notch. So that's ready for assembly. So I'm going to put the nose notch and everything together now. So I want to be sure I don't scratch the two surfaces. So I want to cup the goggle like this, and I'm going to carefully put it into place and then hold it with my thumb. I'm going to take the grappling tool, I'm going to grab onto the extra small bungee, and I'm going to pull it around so it's underneath the notch, the nose of the TYR goggle there. You see it's under that notch. You don't want it above, you want it below the nose bridge. And you do that then because you can just do that by hooking around and looping it underneath. Then I'm going to hook one more time, and this time I'm going to pull the extra small bungee carefully around the nose notch. Now you might want to wait for the tension till it turns white, because otherwise if you pull too fast, too quick, you might break the extra small bungee. But there it is, assembled to your goggle there. And you can see you got a little bit of spacing in here that keeps the virtual image slightly to the right of your eye. And that's what the the temple bungee does also. It keeps that spacing to push the display over. So now you're ready to assemble the strap for your TYR goggles onto the system. So we're going to start, and I want to always keep the strap so the flat part's facing in. So I'm going to do this with my finger. So I'm going to do this and keep the strap always facing in. I'm going to start with the back bungee, and if I need to, I'll use a grappling tool. If I don't have good fingernails, and I'll slide the strap in. And I'm going to hook the strap to the back of the battery pack, run it along the back of the battery pack, and get it close to where you want the strap to be when you're completed. That's about right. And you've got a lot of strap to get you all the way back around. So again, keep the strap facing in. And I can sometimes roll it over top of the strap and grab it with my finger, so I don't need the tool. The tool's just handy, a handy way to hold the bungees away from the CPU or the Smart Swim. I'm going to pull again through. Now, again, I want it flat. And now I'm going to thread the strap through where it normally goes on my TYR goggles, from the top down. That's good. And now we're going to go all the way around, back around the other way. And again, keeping the strap flat facing in. And I'm going to go to the outside of the battery pack here. I don't want it inside, I want it outside to help stabilize the battery pack. But you can move the straps inside if you have a larger head and you don't have a lot of strap room that you need. If you need more strap to get it around your head fitting comfortably. It's just you won't have as much stability on the battery pack when you're in the water. And we got one more here. And there it is. And we put the TYR connection to the strap back in place. And sometimes what I would do with my TYR goggles, I will tie these off together in a knot right here. You put a knot here, and that will help to prevent the straps from loosening up. Okay, that concludes the assembly of your TYR goggles to your Smart Swim. And I'll go in closer so you can see each connection. Notice you're below, you're not on top of the nose bridge, you're below down on the goggle. That's where you want that extra small bungee to be. And then you got the little spacing in there from the larger bungee on the temple notch. So that keeps a good space there. And then you see the straps down on the inside of the CPU and the outside of the battery pack. Here and here. And again, as I said before, you can just roll these underneath. If you need more strap, if you have a much larger head, you can roll these guys underneath the battery pack, and this will work as well. So now they're on the inside. And this concludes the assembly of our TYR goggles to our Smart Swim. You can notice the fit. You're finished. What that looks like.